On the programme tonight, securing London ahead of the Games, a mock terrorist attack on the Tube to test how the capital would cope.
I hope what doing this exercise will do is to reassure people that we're doing our job, which is testing the preparations and the plans that we've got for the security of the Olympic Games.
Meanwhile, the Mayor backs calls for Olympics organisers to be more transparent about ticket sales, also tonight. A court rules that protesters camped outside St Paul's Cathedral can now be evicted. Taking their message to Parliament, the cyclists demanding that the capital's roads are made safer for them.
In the Netherlands, they spend around £10 to £20 a head on making cycling safer, and here it's only £1.
Cyclists are descending on Westminster this evening, calling on the government to make the capital's roads safer for them ahead of a parliamentary debate tomorrow. Our transport correspondent Tom Edwards is with me, and Tom, how many would you say have turned up?
A lot, a few hundred I'd say, with the first batch of the cyclists has just gone through Parliament Square. The big issue that they want the politicians to listen to is cycling safety, a massive issue at the moment. Cycling safety really gaining momentum.
Basically turned it into a sort of memorial library.
At the Cubic Gallery in Angel, there's an art installation built to remember Dan Cox. He died a year ago when he was hit on his bike by an HGV in Dalston. His friends now believe much more needs to be done to stop the same thing happening to others.
I think it seems like some sort of tipping point where this relationship between these huge vehicles and these very precarious and spindly bikes, you know, that doesn't, on a lot of the roads, it doesn't work.
Two wheels have become very popular in the capital, but the latest figures show that if you include all of London's roads, the injury rate has also increased. 16 cyclists died last year, and campaigners say many junctions are now too dangerous. Cycling safety has been rising up the political agenda. The Times has been running a campaign to improve safety. And while many back that, so far there have been no promises of extra funding.
We've currently got people being very supportive. The Prime Minister backs the campaign from the Times, but now we need to see where the funding's going to go long term. In the Netherlands, they spend around £10 to £20 a head on making cycling safer, and here it's only £1, a bit more in some places, but not much, and we need to see that money on the table.
Transport for London today said it had continued to fund training for lorry drivers. It's currently reviewing many junctions in the capital. And today the Prime Minister also described his own experience of cycling.
Anyone who's got on a bicycle, particularly in one of our busier cities, knows that you are taking your life into your hands every time you do so. And so we do need to do more to try and make cycling safer. The government is making it easier for councils to install mirrors at junctions. We're putting £11 million into training for children and £15 million for better cycle routes and facilities across the country.
Those figures, though, won't be enough for campaigners, who say, after the words of support, what they need now is more action.
Cyclists are still coming through here. I have to say, it does look like more than a few hundred have turned out for this protest. Let's speak to one of the organisers, Danny Williams, who's also a blogger. You heard the Prime Minister's comments today. What did you make of them?
I thought he was completely spot on. He's absolutely right that it's quite difficult to cycle in UK cities. The thing is, it absolutely shouldn't be difficult to cycle in the UK, and that's a factor of how much investment we've put into the UK, which has been pretty minimal and pretty patchy.
He did speak about some of the investment. Is that going to be enough, do you think?
No, if you think about 25 million, which is what he talked about today, for the whole of the country, that's equivalent to what? A train carriage. It's not really going to make a huge difference.
What do you want? What do you want from this debate tomorrow?
What I'd really like to see is MPs thinking about, can my child cycle to school? I'd argue that in the UK at the moment they can't. Prime Minister says so too. Really, they ought to be.
OK, thanks very much, Danny Williams. Well, as I said there, the parliamentary debate will be here tomorrow.
Tom, from Parliament Square, thank you.